Between his outrageous video ideas and his ever-growing portfolio of businesses, you never quite know MrBeast's next move. Except we do. In fact, we know exactly what it is. MrBeast's next move is his biggest business venture yet. MrBeast is quite the businessman. In a few short years, he's gone from an unknown kid from a small town in North Carolina, counting to 10,000 in his bedroom, to one of the most influential people on the planet. And recently, Jimmy has started leveraging his huge following to start multi-million-dollar businesses in a variety of domains. Since launching in 2020, his restaurant chain, MrBeast Burger, has sold well over 100 million burgers. And his snack brand, Feastibles, is doing tens of millions of dollars of revenue each month by selling out in Walmarts across the US. So naturally the question emerges, what will MrBeast's next business venture be? Well, through incredible foresight and Batman level detective work, we've managed to find out exactly what his next business will be. Our first clue came all the way back in June 2022, when we noticed a job listing went up on MrBeast's official job website. He wanted to hire a programmer with experience in Unity, a cross-platform game engine used by game developers to create for both console and mobile. That same month, Jimmy was outed by a huge fan of Million Lords, the strategy-based mobile game which by his own admission he became obsessed with, ranking 6th out of 30,000 players in his first season of the game. Our next clue came in January 2023 when he said exactly what his next business was going to be.
These are cool goods, as opposed to like making mobile games or PC game, whichever one we end up doing. Like making mobile games.
That's right. MrBeast is building a mobile gaming company. While this may seem pretty random, this is his best business idea yet. At 16 years old, Jimmy started playing a mobile game called Magecrafts, and he got so addicted to it that he used to spend at least 10 hours a day playing the game. He clearly has a very addictive personality, like how today he's addicted to giving away money. In 2022, Jimmy put his money where his mouth is and invested in a company called Backbone, alongside a host of other very big celebrity names like the not-so-big Kevin Hart and that dude who tried to replace Charlie Sheen on 2.5 Men. Backbone is a device that you slot your phone into that turns into a screen surrounded by controller buttons, giving you a better gaming experience on your phone. Honestly, it looks like a pretty badass product, but since they're not sponsoring the video, we can't say that definitively. It should be noted that while Jimmy and his team are in the process of building out a mobile gaming company, this wouldn't be his first foray in the world of app development. Remember Finger on the App? It was a game which challenged players to keep their fingers on a phone for as long as possible. Whoever kept it on the longest won a huge cash prize. While the first iteration of this challenge was generally hailed as a success, with one happy winner walking away with $25,000, Finger on the App 2 was a disaster. There were so many glitches, particularly ones that were kicking fans off the game even when their fingers never left the screen. Fans spent hours, even days, trying to win the $100,000 challenge, with some even quitting their jobs to play the game full time. They felt cheated, and the backlash against Jimmy and the rest of his team was pretty rough.
It's fucking bullshit. I did not take my finger.
So after experiencing this turmoil and heartache with apps in the past, why on earth would Jimmy want to jump back into this world and create a company to develop mobile games? Well, it's because this is secretly the perfect business for him to build. The mobile gaming industry is popping right now. Even though mobile games still lag behind console and PC releases in the scope of development costs, they are way ahead on revenue generation. Mobile games across iOS and Android generated $90 billion in revenue in 2021, and player spend is projected to rocket to $138 billion by 2025. In fact, in 2021, mobile games generated more revenue than PC and console games combined. This means the companies who build and ship popular mobile games can earn a shitload of money. Take King, the makers of Candy Crush, your mom's second favorite game behind Tinder. From 2019 to 2021, King earned over $2 billion in top-line revenue, which is more than Blizzard, the gaming studio behind classics such as World of Warcraft, Overwatch, and StarCraft. This ever-growing market is ripe for a new entrant, particularly one who's already found the perfect audience to market to. A typical MrBeast viewer is, well, in his own words,
a teenager that plays video games.
A huge portion of this audience are gamers, Fortnite playing, female-fearing gamers. Naturally, if Jimmy launches a game, it's highly likely that a large portion of his audience will convert into players. He's already proved this through his previous brand deals with gaming companies, like his big deal with Brawl Stars. During his legendary Squid Game video, MrBeast did a Brawl Stars promo, a 3x3 multiplayer battle royale game made for mobile. In the week that followed, the YouTube video saw over 100 million views and and first time downloads of Brawl Stars saw a 4.5 times increase. Unsurprisingly, they were largely driven by downloads in the US, which rose by 350%. And since launching in 2017, the game has generated more than $1.5 billion in earnings. Not only that, but while everyone is focusing on his main channel with currently over 129 million subscribers, people often forget that Jimmy has a channel dedicated entirely to gaming with over 30 million subscribers. This is a massive audience of potential customers that Jimmy can just advertise to at no cost. Why would he drive all of that attention, traffic and downloads to a third-party game when he could just drive it to his own game and keep a much larger slice of the pie? And what's more, from a distribution perspective, this audience can be activated incredibly efficiently because of the nature of software products. Software products can be made instantaneously available around the world to anybody who has a link to download the game. This means that Jimmy can activate much more of his audience much faster by building a mobile game. Compare that to Beast Burger or Feastibles, which have raw input materials, production processes, and complex supply chains, all of which take a lot of time to build out and perfect. And geographically speaking, these audiences are only available in the US. But what kind of mobile games will he release, and how big could a company like this get? We can only speculate as to what types of games Jimmy and his team will develop, but it seems likely that, given his affinity for the genre, a mobile strategy game could be the first game his team releases. It also helps that strategy games are money makers. They generate the second most revenue of any mobile game genre, second only to RPG. Now, as we all know, MrBeast loves giving stuff away for free, so it's almost guaranteed that any game he releases will be free. Without charging players up front for the game, how will he make money off of it? Well, they could include ads in the game, but the best strategy, and the one they will almost certainly pursue, is an in-app purchase model. This way players can play the game for free, and once they get into it, they have the option to pay for additional content like coins, extra health, power-ups, skins, and bonus levels. MrBeast's self-proclaimed goal is to build mobile games with over 100 million users. So even if only a small percentage of players pay to play, that's still millions of people and millions of dollars. For example, Honor of Kings has over 100 million monthly players and generated $2.2 billion in global in-app revenue in 2022. So if Jimmy can scale a mobile game and potentially a number of different games to this kind of user base, this would be a business earning billions of dollars of revenue every year. As well as the eye-watering amounts of revenue, these businesses by their very nature are incredibly profitable. They're capital-light businesses which don't require money to be spent on expensive production equipment, renting out factories, or even hire workers to manufacture the product. All you need to do is pay a couple of nerds to sit at their desks banging out code while they endlessly argue over whether Kirk or Picard was the best Star Trek captain. Spoiler alert, nobody cares. Software businesses, by their very nature, are low-cost, high-margin businesses and have high potential to scale incredibly quick, once you can get users, that is. And there's nobody on this planet Earth that has access to more potential users and the ability to build a massive mobile gaming company than MrBeast. And why stop with just mobile games? There's no reason the team couldn't develop games for multiple different platforms. But mobile games will only be the starting point on a path to building a global gaming business that not only eclipses his other ventures, but probably destroys them. But that's just a theory. Oh, wrong channel. It might be worth checking out what MrBeast is doing to become McDonald's worst nightmare.